Hello everybody, and hopefully you can see our Rydal Hall presentation. Welcome to our meeting. You're not actually going to be able to see us, you'll just be following the PowerPoint. We're actually in Year 3 classroom surrounded by the junior staff, and they're going to be joining us just to take you through this PowerPoint. Also, it is going to be saved, and so if people haven't had a chance to see this, you can go straight to the channel after the meeting and after it's uploaded. So the idea is we're going to take you through just a few of the, we're going to start by saying that actually, even in this room actually, we've probably got 100 years worth of going on residential. Okay, so we're going to go where actually is Rydal Hall for anyone who doesn't actually know or doesn't get into the Lake District. So you can see from water, you'll actually turn right and be able to go. Already even been there. We've actually been there for staff training. Used for centre for training. It's got camping. It's got a big hotel. It's got a fantastic cafe and sculpture. So we know the area. Hopefully you will know it, and you can particularly that we're not actually going too far. So let's just talk about why we're actually going.
Yeah. Just before, apologies, there's a big thunderstorm around, and I know it's not the internet out in Ingleton and Bentham, so
yes.
Let's pray we don't get this weather on the resident.
Yes, this could be interesting.
go down.
Okay, so just to go through why are we actually doing this as well, and then we'll show you. I think you can see the picture of some of the actual places we're going to be staying, but actually why are we doing this? Well, actually, as I've just said, our children haven't actually had a chance to do quite a few residentials. We would normally have been to Rochdale, York, London, Liverpool, and some stayovers to make sure our children have a really good end to the year and have a good opportunity to do that, because we really believe that going on these visits is really important. Also, actually for well-being, we want the children to get away, and also just that creative element. We're not going to be doing huge adventurous things, year 60s, which will be fantastic, and we're just getting away and away from family. And, you know, the staff are leaving behind their families, their pets, their loved ones for 4 days to be with your children, and so hopefully it'll be fantastic. And so just let's go through the timetable, through what we've got there. Oh, the site, yeah, that's true. Well, we should say, even though you can probably see a picture of the Year 3 facilities, the Year 5s are earlier than everybody else. And that's because they've missed out on a lot of the residentials already. And they're going to be camping. So, but the picture you can see in front of you is actually the hostel, which is you can see the toilet facilities, the bunk. I don't think you can actually see from this picture, I don't know, but actually the lounge area has a fantastic wood burning stove. It's all self-enclosed, all security coded, and it's in a relatively public place. It's actually very private, which is fantastic.
We're the only ones with access to that.
Absolutely.
So we are the only ones in there.
We've got sole use of that, and we're going to be using that to also do provision as well, so that'll be fantastic. So that is that. Now this is the actual campsite. We actually have two pitches which roll into each other. So in effect, we've got one large pitch. The staff are going to be sleeping around and about. We'll have positioned them around and about the site, so that's safe. It'll be taped off, and the children will be with quite a lot of staff supporting the activities we're going to be doing there. Hopefully, that will be fine. We're arranging tents already. If you have spoken to your Year 6 children on Friday, you'll have noticed they've started to try and work out the tents, put them up, see what they look like, see how they work, and that'll be fun. And see which ones don't work. But we are getting a whole set of tents ready for them, so that'll be fantastic, and we'll be camped out together and in a safe space. The washing facilities, which you can partly see. You can see the roof
I don't know
of.
why it's not filling the screen properly, but that's the roof of the washing.
Yes. Again, all security coded, and right next to the facilities we've actually got, and they're lit up, so at night they'll actually be able to go directly to them. So that's fantastic as well, relatively safe there. And I probably should say, and I don't know if it's this next picture or not, but actually we've also got a wet weather plan, so we've also booked, a bit like today when it's absolutely been pouring down, we can actually do quite a bit indoors, and they're not going to be drenched for 3 days. So hopefully that's about the location, the provision, and the site. I'm just looking around my team just to find out if there's any questions about location. I don't think there is. Okay, I should just say, by the way, that you can make some comments and we can see them. So as we continue through this presentation, one or two of us are still looking for the comments as I continue this talk. So do send us some, if you can get onto the chat, you can actually just raise some questions and we'll try and answer them as we can. Otherwise, if you've got questions, we'll be referring you to your class teacher after this session. Okay. Right, so the next bit would be the timetable. And we're going to come on to the timetable. Oh, yeah, that's just, I think that's the picture of the year sixes. Just checking through the tents. So we've already begun that process. And we're just going to go, we will get better, yep. And now we'll talk about the timetable, everybody. Okay, so year 5 are actually going to arrive first. Now, what they're going to do is they're going to spend most of the day at school, and then the bus will get them there for tea time, at which point they'll be setting up camp. Quite a few of our staff will have already been there to help set up for food and that sort of thing, and the camp, possibly even set up a couple of tents and the security of that. But they will then go first. Then, on the second day, the Tuesday, the rest of the school will get to school, and we will take the children by bus to Rydal Hall for about 10 o'clock. They should arrive then, just after the school run, and then they'll begin. So year 3 will go to the bunkhouse. Year 6 and year 4 will then start setting up the camp for their part, and we'll familiarise everyone with the area. And then everybody will have those nights there, and then by Thursday, we'll be back at school time, give or take any bad traffic coming through Ambleside or whatever, but the intention is we'll be back for 3, so you can pick everybody up. Okay. What we should say is that there'll be activities, there'll be there's painting, sculpture, the problem-solving, scavenger hunts, games, all of that will be planned. As I say, the only possibility that we will have is that we will possibly be going up Loughrig. We've got some mountain leaders who will be able to do that in the evening, but we probably won't do it if it's really pouring down. We'll probably only do it if it's very good weather. The children will be walking to Ambleside, to the park, but we'll work that through. So there's a whole range of activities. They'll be setting up, they'll be cooking, some of them will be cooking for themselves, like year 6. So various activities that we'll be able to do, but not a lot of adventurous activities. That's the most adventurous, walking to Ambleside or up Loughrig. And again, that will be safe. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just mention the kit list. Basically, we have come up with a kit list. We are just clarifying what year 3 will need separately or differently to the other classes. We're going to put this kit list out sometime this week, by the end of this week, just so you can at least start thinking, what could I do in terms of finding out if other people could share this kit list. Some of you will have a large majority of this, I think, certainly if you do camp yourself. But the idea is that we will give you this list, and hopefully you'll be able to have 2 months to at least think it through about what you could get and how you could get it. We don't want everybody suddenly rushing out to Alpkit to suddenly buy a brand new kit for everybody. But I do think you need this in advance so that you can start thinking about what you'll need. We will have little bits of extras for people who really will struggle to get this together, I think. But we'll also have some for spares in case we need that on the actual week. But I think that should be, and as I say, we're going to give you this out towards the end of the week. Okay, so actually we were thinking about what might you want to know, some quick facts, some quick things that you would probably as parents want to know. So here are some of the questions. Mr. Bromley, what have we got first?
Following off the bottom again, we'll come on to that very important question at the end.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, when it comes to who'll be in my child's tent or room,
Oh, that's always a question people ask on a
Always.
residential or anything, isn't it? Yeah.
and we've got a sort of a standard procedure when it comes to this. The children will have a say, share a tent or a room with, but we don't let them sort of notice or excitedness beforehand, and it's just one of the extra things to look forward to on the trip. So yes, they will get a say, but no, we won't say beforehand. It'll be a lovely surprise when we get there.
Yep. And I think the next question would probably be, what are the toilet facilities in the night?
That's it, yeah. And so it's the same. So for the year threes, obviously, we're inside in our rooms and en suite, and within the same building as well, just on the same corridor. So year threes, we're sorted. But the
Thanks.
the 4, 5, and 6s, it's the same toilet facilities, but it is well lit throughout the night. And as we said before, there will be staff all on hand available, so it's not like they'll be wandering off into the dark by themselves. It will be okay. They are secure, safe toilets, just as would normally be on a campsite. Yep, they're just very nice ones.
Yep. So the next one would be, what will they be eating? Yeah.
Over to you, Mr. Jones.
Yes, well, I should say that one or two of us are certainly experienced in catering for large numbers. I think Pony Club has certainly
Pony
set you
Club
up.
camp history, yes.
And I've done quite a few youth camps. So we will be making our own food. I think at one night, year 6 will actually be cooking their own stuff as
We're
well.
hoping to use the camping stoves again, so building on what we did in the non-residential that happened at the start of the year.
Yeah.
We're hoping to just make some simple camping meals and just have a bit of year 6
Yep.
time.
As with any trip, and Mrs. Lyle is very efficient in sorting this out, and then we respond appropriately. Any dietary requirements we know in advance, we know it now, and so we'll be able to adjust for that on our residentials. If, as a parent, you thought it would be really good and funny to provide your children with lots of sweets and secret midnight snacks, that's actually not funny. Particularly if you've got 100 children having midnight feasts in the middle of the night. We don't want sickness, and we don't want 100 people throwing up on sugar highs. But so we're asking you not to provide additional things. We will be providing hot chocolate and marshmallows and all the fun things and biscuits. But please don't shove a whole load of sweet things into the
If you want to
bags.
provide the staff with extra sweets, though, I'm more than willing to accept.
That's right. But that's fantastic. And so, yeah, we will be sorting out the food. We're still 2 months away. We can promise you that Mrs. Lyle will be very efficient in getting forms out so we can clarify dietary issues and we can plan the menu for those particular children, whatever that is. We are genuinely experienced in taking children with many dietary requirements, with particular special needs, all lots of different range of issues that people have and continue to have. So actually, we can adjust for those things, and we're prepared for that. That's what we're here for, and that's what we expect. Okay. So what would be the next one?
The next question is, can my child give me a call during the visit?
No.
Yes.
Is the answer to that question. We
Be a
will.
bit clearer, Mr. Jones.
Yes. This is a chance to be away, and this is a chance to work through those homesicknesses and all of those things. We will be supportive, and actually we will, of course, have all the emergency numbers and that sort of thing. And if there is a real emergency, a big family emergency, you will be given a particular number to call, and we will get in touch with you straight away if you've got that issue. But the of an evening.
No.
As a matter of course. No. It's
No,
not.
and we don't do that on any residential.
No news is good news.
Okay. So then,
See,
We
we're
don't know
on
what you
cards.
mean, Mrs. Ireland.
yes,
I'm not catering.
I am very good at cooking. I promise you. Okay, so last one. What do I do if my child needs medication? Again, same principle. We know exactly, and we actually have a military timetable throughout the day for anyone who requires medication. The staff are given a fantastic, wherever we go, whether it's York, London or whatever, we know when to give out medication, and we designate somebody to do that, and they take responsibility for that, and we are sorted. And again, we're used to that as well.
That's right. And the medication forms, and so will come out after half term.
Yep.
According to what you put on the consent forms.
Absolutely.
So Mrs. Lyle's already ready for that one. She's poised and raring to go, but they'll come out after half term, and then there's extra information on those for everybody who needs it.
And again, we know already what the situation is, but it's just clarifying it and getting into a timetable so we can make sure everyone is covered. Okay, and the last question, which you probably can't see on the screen, but we anticipated, was will they be too tired for Friday, which of course is a school day? And the answer is yes. But the answer is also the teachers are probably twice as tired as the children, and they will be attending too. So
You hope.
I hope. I really do hope.
It's not on my calendar.
No. So what we are saying to you is we know that your children will be a bit fractious, a bit emotional on Friday. As I said, so will the staff. But we would like them to come in anyway. I think
it's an important part of being able to reflect on what we've
Yeah.
done.
Absolutely.
And it's better than waiting for over the weekend, because by then the freshness of memories do start wearing off. Whereas if we can get the ideas and the enthusiasm for it is immense.
Yeah.
It's really important to come in on that day.
Yeah, so don't give in to any emotional tears. We're very happy to receive those who are prepared for that, and we adjust for that as well. And then hopefully everyone can have a good weekend after that. So it should be good. Okay, so we're coming towards the end of I don't see many questions in the chat. That I know that Mrs. Lyle has already set up 4 payment plans, and in fact the majority of people have already paid a significant proportion. Very keen for your children to go on this trip. As I say, medical forms will come out after half term, and I think from our perspective, I'm going to go around the room and just check if the staff have got anything to say, but is that we are geared, I think you're getting the message, that we're geared up for a really good time, and we're putting a lot of planning in. We've put a lot of planning in already. We're trying to work out all of the kit lists for ourselves and for you. We recognise that some people might not always have the kit, particularly if you're not campus, but we will try and work with you. And I'm sure there's plenty of parents seeing nearly everybody's going, so that actually we've got enough for everybody. And so certainly on that one, I think it should be okay. We are very excited. Joe has just pointed out that he's excited. We are too. And I hope we can share that enthusiasm. And as I say, it'll certainly make for a very good time. The most important thing is we really wanted to give the children a residential that they would remember, and a really good end to this year. I certainly want that for year 6, and I want that for the rest of the children as well, which I think is absolutely needed at this time. And we've done it, and we've timed it so that hopefully, assuming all goes well, all the restrictions that we were expecting from the government will go ahead, and it should be a safe environment. And I've just read today that Cumbria is one of the safest places in the country in terms of COVID, and actually we hope that continues, and that's why we've also chosen a very outdoor-based place as well, and an outdoor-based thing, so hopefully that should be fine. And we'll make sure that all happens. We will give absolute more details about packed lunches and about all the food that you need and all of the kit you will need. And we'll also make sure that everyone's checked. We know what you're actually bringing as well. And I should mention, because it's just reminded me, that one of the things that can be mildly frustrating on a residential is that the children have no clue what's in their bag if parents actually pack it for them. We've been through situations where we've insisted that a child wear waterproof trousers, and for example, and the child said, no, I haven't got them, and we've gone, okay. And then we get back, and the parents have been a little bit frustrated that they actually had them at the bottom of the bag. But that child had no clue, and he didn't have a clue that they had pajamas, underpants, all of the things that they actually needed. So my recommendation is, particularly when they are coming on this trip, is that they absolutely know what is in their bag and that they contribute to packing it. I think that's important. And also that really helps if we found some lost property, because they can actually say, well, that's actually mine.
If their name is on it as well.
Yes.
On everything.
Absolutely.
I know I've still got socks from my residentials with names in.
Yeah.
From that. So yeah, if we can get names in absolutely everything, because intents, they do wander around and they do seem to go walk his intent. So names would be a massive help in just that sorting kit out at the end when they're trying to pack up.
Yep, absolutely.
And in that, as for the question in the chat, for the year fives, no, because we're going going later on in the day.
Yeah, they'll have had, it's a normal lunch for the year fives on the Monday, and obviously they won't be wanting a packed lunch in their bag
No.
for 24 hours, so we'll provide them lunch.
Yeah, and
for
a
the
hot dinner.
Tuesday, yeah,
that's
so
right. Will be done.
that year fives are the exception, because they'll have had their lunch by the time we leave on the Monday, if that's right, Rachel.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so I don't see any other questions coming up. So we'll probably, it's 22 minutes in. Oh, we do have one more question, which we can have a look at. Okay, yeah. We'll deal with all individual medical or food issues. That's absolutely fine. No problem at all. But I think as we're coming to about 22 minutes, we'll actually probably pull that together, I think.
Right, yeah, there will be an opportunity to, like I say, talk about the dietary, any further dietary requirements, things absolutely. That'll be on the later forms after half term.
Yeah. So the most important thing, I think, is keep the motivation going for this. Also share with and stay positive. Don't, if your child does have any overnight issues or whatever like that, don't make a focus of those. We'll sort those out. And that's what we're used to, and we sort them out every time we go away, and we're really looking forward to that. The most important thing is, I think, keep talking to different parents. If you are isolated and you don't know as many parents, then we'll try and work with you to see if people can share and help out on kit, that sort of thing. And I think other than that, we've pretty much come to the end of our time together. We will answer individual questions directly with the class teachers, so that should be quite good.
Don't be afraid. Any questions, don't be afraid to come forward.
No, please don't. And I think the most important thing is we just need to focus on having fun and getting ready. And part of the actual trip is actually the preparing, just in the same way as packing and getting ready for a holiday. And so if we can involve the children as much as possible with that, that would be fantastic. Obviously, we won't be accepting huge suitcases, and we'll just be accepting a rucksack, but we'll talk about that another time. Yeah, so thank you so much for taking your time out, and for those people who are coming later to this and haven't seen it live, but will be listening to it. I apologise for my umming and ahhing throughout this, but this is all new to us, but hopefully this is the way we could get our message out in these times. So I hope you enjoy that. If you've got any questions, do ask. Okay, so thank you very much. Time to go, I think, and we'll see you soon. Very excited.